What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Couch Quickies. I am your host, Omar, and with me, as always, is Nadia Moham.
What's up, guys?
That's right. So, all of that was right. I liked it.
Thanks.
Okay, so...
what are we talking about today?
Oh, she beat
Go
me
straight
to it.
into it.
So, today
this
we
shit
are
over with.
talking about cars, driving...
Driving in cars.
Driving in cars and driving. Mostly just kind of like car stories. And, we decided we'd just have a quick chat. So we're going to go ahead and start the clock.
Okay.
Start the clock. Are we boring you?
I can't breathe. Penny's like smashing my guts. Okay. Set my alarm for 20 minutes.
I set your alarm.
All right.
Okay.
So, let's start at the very beginning.
Okay.
What was
We should start at the end.
Okay, perfect way to start. Should we start there? All right. What was the last car you ever owned?
We're going to go backwards.
Yeah, what's the last car you drove?
Okay,
All
go.
right. No, what's the first car you ever had?
Okay, so I've only had 2 cars ever, and I'm 36.
Oh, damn.
I like to run my cars into the ground.
Hey, I'm totally up for that.
I've never had a car payment. This is why I drive old cars. It's because it's so nice to not have a car payment.
Yeah, no, it's the greatest.
But it's time. I need a new car. I need a better car. But with that being said, my first car was when I turned 18. My dad bought, I think like a year before that, he bought a Honda Accord, but he used it for like a year. Like we took it to Mammoth and shit. Oh my God. That's a whole nother thing. 5 people, family of 5 in a road trip to Mammoth in a Honda Accord. It's not fun at all. Anyways, that's another day. It's yeah.
So it was a Honda Accord.
So it was a Honda Accord, a champagne Honda Accord. And her name was Bessie. And she was a 97.
Damn.
Okay. That's a good year though.
I mean, yeah. And how long did you have Bessie?
I had Bessie for
Bessie.
oh shit. Over 10 years. Wow.
That's hilarious.
Well, because I got a new car when I was 30. So from 18 to 30, I drove Bessie. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's why we called her Old Faithful, me and Ash. I actually was sad about getting rid of that car. I had a lot of like memories in that car and escapades.
Oh,
Just kidding.
shit. Look out. That's funny.
Yeah.
Mark? No, not Mark. My first car was an old Celica hatchback.
Oh, nice.
So it was...
Did it have the grids on the back window? Remember that? Like,
well, no, it didn't have like the... What I don't even know what those are. This is how much...
my nana had one like that.
This is how little of a car guy I am. Like I was like, grids, maybe? Yeah. No, it had the defroster. You could definitely see the lines of the defroster. But if you're talking about like those things that look like a spoiler...
Kind of, but they're on the window, yeah.
No, I
like
didn't have
they
that.
almost look like shutters that are open, but they're black.
No,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know
okay.
exactly what you're referencing.
What are
but I
those
don't know.
called?
I have no idea. I just explained that I don't know what the hell those are.
Okay,
because my car didn't have them.
Okay,
but yeah, I had that car for not as long as you.
What color was it?
It was gray. It was just like plain gray.
Gray.
But you know what I'm saying? Still, made
like
of metal.
Silver?
Yeah. It was from the 70s. It was I guess like a silver. But by the time I got it, like,
was it a hand-me-down or who your parents got it?
My parents bought it.
How old are you?
I was 18 when I got my first car.
Yeah.
But my parents bought it when I was like, I don't know, 8 or something.
Oh,
yeah.
So it was the hand-me-down car.
It was like straight up. My dad asked me. My dad was like, okay, we can do 2 things for your birthday. He goes, we can buy you like a new used car, or we can just fix up, like kind of like drop a new engine in the old like Celica. And I was like, well,
you didn't want a new car?
well, that car was just sitting there. There was no dents on it. It was like perfect.
You're such a practical man.
I was just
even
like, well,
in your youth.
I was like, well, shit, fix this one, like
It's here.
and then yeah, it's here. Like, let's go. So yeah, I ran that shit into the ground. The dashboard was like plastic, and the sun just baked
cracked it up.
It just cracked.
Yeah,
like crazy. Like pieces were just
you needed
gone.
one of those like shields from the sun in the window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you have a sunroof?
I did.
Nice.
And I missed that. I don't have that in my car now.
Yeah, I don't have one in mine either.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I missed that. Just all the windows open and the sunroof, cruising, blasting music.
Man, my car. Oh my god. Okay, you want like I guess embarrassing story?
Yeah.
So okay, so that car was so old. Then I got it when I was 18. So the roof had rusted. Like I didn't even it rusted. So the sunroof, and you had to crank it. It was like
the crank. Yeah.
yeah. So it rusted, and one night, it got so bad that if I drove with it open, like shards of like rusted metal would fly. Yeah, it was like crazy. So right around the time when that like really
totally
was like,
safe.
This is not good.
Yeah.
I went on a date.
Okay.
So I go on a date, and we're like, okay, we went to go see a movie or something, and then we were in a parking lot. Like that's how cool we were. We're like in a Tower Records parking lot, and at this Tower Records parking lot, we're like, okay, we're gonna make out or whatever. So we start making out in the car, and then I'm like, yo, look how romantic I'm gonna be. I'm gonna open the sunroof, and she's gonna be like, oh, the star,
and she's like, my eyes. There's shards of rust in my eyes.
That's exactly what happened.
Wow.
It was so embarrassing. Yeah, it was because not only did I have to crank it open, like, oh, hold on, my dear, I'm gonna go.
My dear, my eyes.
That's exact. That is exactly what happened.
I am so sorry.
Now I gotta close it.
And just take me home. And that was it.
Yeah, it really ruined the night.
That's horrible. I'd be pissed.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
What's your most embarrassing car story? I think that's one of my most.
I don't have an I guess this was embarrassing, but same thing. Like, I was with my first boyfriend, or no, he wasn't my first boyfriend. One of my first boyfriends at the time, and I was living still at home. He was like, it was before he had gotten his condo, so he was sleeping on a friend's couch. And because we were like in college, it was like we were like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, no judgment.
Yeah. What a loser. Just kidding. So we didn't have anywhere to go to like hook up or anything. So yeah, we went into this parking lot.
Because you were living
at home.
At home. See? Hating on that man, and you were living at home.
Yeah. I'm not going to sleep on a couch. I'm staying in my room.
High five. That's where I was. Bam.
But anyways, yeah, so we went over there to hook up, and then we got well, that didn't work out.
I heard it. On like the window?
Yeah, on the window. And it was the cops. And then they were like questioning us, and we were like, trying to like pull our pants up. It was bad.
That happened to me once, but it wasn't that like far. Like we had just started making out, and like they were on us quick.
Yeah. No, I had just taken my pants off.
No, just yeah, I'm trying to say that it wasn't that far, but you're like, oh no, it wasn't crazy. I might have just taken my pants off. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I still have the drawers on. Okay, anyways.
That's
okay.
hilarious.
Should we talk about, we got a couple car stories.
Okay.
Oh, driving school. Scratching the car. Well, all of this came about really because this week my client's husband backed into my bumper.
Yeah.
And I have a huge dent in it. So I got to go and get that handled and see how much that's going to cost. And you know, that sucks. But, and then he like, you know, because my car is old and there's like scratches on it and scratches and gashes. He was kind of like, it's so fucked up too, because it's like, I get it, but like, don't make me feel like that, you know? But he was just like, oh yeah, I mean, I just didn't know if it was already there.
Yeah, right. Like your car is such a beater.
Yeah, like he really was like clowning on my car.
He's like, I hit it exactly where I knew there was already a dent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the
too
dent
funny.
is so like noticeable and huge. I'm like, oh, you think that I just wouldn't have noticed that? Like, oh yeah, that was already there, man. No. Are you kidding?
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, no. So that sucks. So then we kind of started thinking about, you know, really we started thinking about car accidents.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, man, do you remember like your first car accident? Like, do you know what I mean?
I don't know if I remember my first, because I've been in like 3 fender benders, but not always. One, I got hit from behind. One actually wasn't a fender bender. One, oh, this one was so sad. I was almost home when I lived in Newport Beach, and this one lane like merges, like 2 lanes merge into one, and it was like I switched lanes at the same time and whatever, and so I ended up scraping this lady like on her side. So it wasn't a hit; it was like a scrape. Kind of like a dent and scrape.
Okay.
And we
so,
pulled
one of
over.
those old dent scrapes.
Little dent scrape. And we pulled over and it was this beautiful like white Mercedes. Mercedes or BMW? I think it was a Mercedes. Newport Beach, like she was heading down towards the end of the peninsula where all the older rich people live. Like I already know. I look at her license today. That day was her birthday, and that was her birthday car she was bringing home.
Oh no!
I'm like, ooh, sorry. I was like, happy birthday! You look great. Fuck.
Oh, okay, so Jesus
Sucks, right? Sorry.
Yeah, that's bad. You know what's crazy is okay, when I got this truck that I'm in now, I got it, and within a month or so of having it, I totally like was exiting work, and I hit a car. Like I was like, I just bought this.
Damn.
Oh, it was
totaled.
No.
Oh,
It wasn't, but the whole front end, because it's all like one piece now. Do you know what I mean? They're like, well, that's the whole front of it, and you're just like, they're like, when'd you get this? I'm like a month ago.
Sucks.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
But my first accident was I hit a pair of not a pair of cars. Like it was these 2 old ladies that were in the car. So yeah, I was on my way.
You hit old ladies.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Dang.
Well, it wasn't bad. I was on my way to Long Beach. I was going to Cal State, and I don't know, one of those like streets that you get off on the freeway. I can't even remember which one it was anymore. But the point is, I just wasn't paying attention. Like, and they stopped in front of me, and
and you want me to feel safe with you? Oh, you admitted to not paying attention.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's totally how it happened. I was just like, huh?
That's why I trip. I'm like, look at the road.
But I hit these ladies in a Bronco. Like an
2 old ladies were driving a Bronco.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like I hit
Those are some hip old ladies.
It was like an older Bronco, like
like an OJ Bronco.
Nah, like even older than that. Like,
Really?
Like a rough and tough. Like this is, it was like I did not expect.
Did it have an open top?
No.
Like those?
No. It didn't have an open top, but it was like all black. But like,
dang, Gangster
lived
grannies.
in, like very
Uh-huh,
lived in, like
Like
not
Thelma and Louise over
yeah,
here.
yeah, straight up like old ladies from the desert. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I hit the car, and nothing happened to it because it's a sturdy ass car, and the front, the front of my car was made out. I mean, the bumper, if you will, was all. It was like a.
Aluminum.
It was rubber. No, it was a rubber bumper, but inside was like this orange foam that I'm sure was like awesome back in the 70s when they but not in the
Oh, interesting.
not in the late 90s when I was driving it, so it totally cracked that.
Oh.
And we pulled over, and they got out, and they were like, all right, bye. Like straight up, like they're like, don't worry about it, darling, like we're out of here. And they just took off.
Well, you were the one that hit them.
Right. And I was
So-
like, and then when two old ladies get out, you're just like, no, like my life is over. Like I just,
You
and I
didn't
was
know
like,
you hit the gangster
yeah.
grannies.
I was like, oh my God, you guys okay? Ugh. And they literally looked at, they're like, oh, look at that. Like, like, yeah, I see it.
They got an
And then they looked at their
accident-proof
shit.
car.
Yeah, it's like they had like a tow hitch or something. Like,
Nothing happened to their
they
car.
were just like, okay, well, have a good day. Like, I was like, great.
Yeah. Do you remember the time? Was I dating you when I borrowed my parents' car and they stole the catalytic converter?
No, this was before me.
Oh, okay.
I know that. I actually know this story.
You do know this story.
Yeah, but
I
I only know it from something. You've never told me this story. Only Ash has told me this story.
Ash loves this story.
So how did it really go
Well,
down?
it really is. This story really is just more of like, it's funny because we were there and we heard the sound. And when you hear the sound of a car with a catalytic that doesn't have a catalytic converter, it sounds scary.
But where did it happen?
So I was borrowing my parents' car. They had a Toyota Sequoia, and or they still have it actually. My parents run. That's where I learned it from. My parents, they own their cars until the wheels fall off.
Yeah, for sure. My parents too.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we got it. Like
Yeah.
it's just like my parents are really like, it just gets you from point A to point B.
Yeah,
kind of people. Like
Yeah.
and that rubbed off on me, and they're like,
I
just-
am
okay.
like that too, but like I'm starting to feel, I've felt like this for a while. When I have to pull up to the Ritz to do a wedding and I'm like, like that's not really fun. And then, I'm waiting for my car and they're like, the Mazda. And I'm like, shh, wheeling my shit. Like,
you're like, call it the Mozzie.
yeah. Just be like the gray car. Oh shit.
Oh, my
Penny's like
goodness.
wrecking us over here. So yeah, I for those purposes, it's like seeing a doctor in a Mercedes. It's like seeing
Yeah.
you want to see them in that. Most people
No,
don't
I
want to
feel what
see
you're
them in a hoopty because they're like, damn, that must not be a good doctor.
Yeah, I understand.
I just choose to spend my money other things and I don't want a car payment. So
No, I feel you.
but anyways, oh yeah, so I was borrowing my parents' car.
Mhm.
My car was probably in the shop or something. This is when I had the Mazda.
Okay.
And I had a gig in, I want to say maybe South LA. I don't remember if it was South LA or East LA,
Okay.
but it wasn't the greatest part of town. But if you know anything about cars, I don't know if it ranges like as far as like at that time, that's how much they were going for. Or if this is like, that's how much they always go for.
Which part? Like the actual.
But the catalytic converter to replace it, my dad had spent $4,000.
It's expensive.
$4,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I borrowed it for a photo shoot. I had to drive to LA to do a photo shoot. And I went in, parked my car. It was in kind of like an alleyway, gated type of like where they have warehouses and stuff. Like where you do photo shoots, it's
Yeah, it's
really
like
random.
industrial parts of
Exactly.
like-
Exactly.
Yeah, probably East LA.
Yeah, that's where majority of photo shoots, music videos, all that stuff takes
Mhm.
place in those places. So I was there and yeah, it was, I just wouldn't have thought they would take it there. Like I just wasn't thinking. I thought it was in a good spot where I parked it.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're like, this is secure in
Like,
this alleyway between a warehouse. No worries, no harm will come to this car. Are you kidding me? Like, are you seeing videos right now that people are getting their catalytic converter taken in their driveway?
Really?
Yeah. So those things are very expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna pretend to really like try to tell you what they are because I don't really
Yeah,
know.
I don't know what the hell. it is
I
either.
just know that inside of them are precious metals. Like there's like platinum in them and something else. I can't remember what it was called. But the point is, people will get them and then they'll slang them, or I mean, whatever, sell
Yeah.
them. And I hear they end up getting like $200 to $500 for one.
I just told you $4,000.
No, but when they resell them,
Oh,
like, do you know what I'm saying?
I feel like
On
it's more than that.
well, yeah, like I don't know, I've never stolen
And
them.
I think it
But I'm
depends on
just
the
saying-
car too.
I'm saying that when you try to get those replaced, the dealership crushes you
Time
or
is
anyone.
up.
Oh,
It's been 20 minutes.
there you go.
But let me just finish my story real quick. So anyway, so I come out of my photo shoot and I get in my mom's car.
Mhm.
I turn it on and it's like, I'm like, holy shit, it's gonna explode! Like I was freaking out because I've never heard anything like that before.
Right.
It sounded like a jet engine, like fire was turning on.
Mhm.
Like it was terrifying. And so then I called my parents, freaking out, and then they were like, "Oh, they probably took the catalytic converter, whatever, blah blah."
They
So
were like, get under the car right now. What does it look like?
yeah, I think he did. And he's like, "Is that there?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Damn it!" And so then I went to go stay at Naz's house, and I told Ash, her brother was staying there at the time. I was like, "Hey guys, like this is what happened to me. Like I'm about to pull up right now." So he came outside. He was waiting for me, and he said he could hear the car from down the street. He was laughing the whole time I pull up, and it was like a six-wheeler. What is it? Not a six-wheeler. I knew that sounded wrong.
16 at least.
16.
I mean, if you're gonna stick with 6, but it's 18. But I'm just saying.
18.
But it's just like, if you're gonna go 6, don't just
What is
like that's maximum. That's the maximum amount of tires you
What
can
is
think
a
of.
six-wheeler
Like,
though? I'm crying.
that's like a rollerblades. Like, exactly. That's
The most quiet.
like those are the long rollerblades.
Rollerblades are
6
quiet and
wheels.
smooth.
Yours is like
I'm
an 18.
crying. Oh my god. Either way, it sounded crazy and he could not stop laughing. It was just such a funny moment. Because it was so loud and
Oh.
aggressive. But
Oh, that was a good one.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it sucks because like I know a couple of people that's happened to, like family,
Yeah.
and it's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
like to have to replace that. That's crazy.
Any other stories you want to squeeze in real quick? Because our time is up over here.
Man,
Tickets. I used to get mad tickets. I cannot even. I never in my life want to calculate how much money I've actually spent on tickets because I think I'll just
Like,
cry.
but parking,
All of
or-
them. All of them.
all of them.
Parking, speeding, stop signs.
So you've had to go to driving school.
Yeah,
I've had to go to driving school.
sucks.
Like I now you can do it online, but
Yeah.
before you used to have to go to a classroom. You probably could still opt.
It was
That's probably
terrible.
still an option because you get
Yeah.
it done in like one day or something, right?
But
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe because of COVID. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that I definitely did that. I definitely went for a speeding ticket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been bad. I've had suspended licenses. I mean,
Jesus,
because
and you're
I
worried
didn't
about
pay
me?
my tickets. No, it's because I didn't pay my tickets.
Oh, so,
Not
so they'd
'cause-
be like warrants out.
Yeah,
How much?
I have a sketchy past.
We're gonna make you into a wanted
This is
poster.
Chief Investigator Cheryl.
It's good now. I'm good now. Oh, and then one time, like I was going through the toll and I didn't know that like my card switched or whatever, and I never updated it, and
Yeah, they hit you with a fine.
it was so much money. It was absurd.
Yeah. I remember
Again,
that.
I don't want to talk about it.
That
That's
was
depressing.
like that was a weird one because they sent I think they sent it to the wrong address, right? That the notice.
I
or
can't
something?
remember. Yeah, I think they were
But,
still
yeah.
sending it to my old address, and I had moved, and I don't remember, but
Mhm.
I didn't know, and it was not good.
Oh, man.
I'm still paying for it. So that is all, I think.
All right.
Do we want to?
No, I mean, I don't really have a bunch more stuff to say about
Yeah.
cars. Like I said,
Yeah.
we still driving beaters.
Yeah, mine is not doing well. I need a new car.
I think this was another 2020 thing that we were going to do.
What?
Remember, we're like talking about getting new cars.
Oh, we
We're
did?
like, yeah. And then the pandemic hit, and we were like, well, we're not
Oh,
driving
yeah,
anywhere.
exactly.
So it's like,
I was
forget
gonna
it.
get a car last year, and
Yeah.
exactly, I was
So,
like, "There's no.
yeah.
Why am I gonna have a car payment for a car to sit in there for months and months and months?"
Exactly. So,
So now that I'm working again, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I'll get the car.
You're like, fine, I'll do it.
Here we go. I'll fork over some dough every month, I guess. Pay more for my insurance. Here we go.
You're so excited. Oh, man. All right. Well, as always, we've gone overtime. That's all we do here on the
Overtime.
Couch Quickie. Thanks so much for tuning in. What should we say? I guess because we it's funny because we be laughing about
This is a great ending.
because we're on YouTube now, and you can watch us on YouTube now, and we never really tell anybody to like or subscribe it. So go ahead and do that right now. That's what people do. I see them do that all the time. That's the face I made.
Subscribe.
But for everybody else who's listening to it, because those are the OGs, thanks so
Yeah.
much for hanging out with us. As always, I am Omar. You can find me on Instagram at OMRVLZ. We are at We Everywhere Baby Podcast, and Nadia Moham is at.
Nadia Moham official.
Bye,
Ta-ta
guys.
for now. Bye. You'd like it.
You know what's crazy? I think I would